Hi, Elsie from Nutriford Lifestyle Center. It's a delight to be with you today. Today we shall be considering a very important topic. There has been this question: if I become a vegetarian today, am I sure I'll have all the nutrients I need? Can I survive without taking dairy product, without taking animal product? A lot of people have actually asked questions. What of B12? A lot of people have also complained that they go anemic each time they try to be vegetarians. But then the truth is that from the onset, from the beginning, from creation, the diet that God gave man was plant-based diet. And of course, if you know your Bible very well, you realize that it was after the fall of man, during Noah's time, when the world was destroyed with flood, that God gave man permission to start eating meat. And since then, the lifespan of man has greatly reduced. We have been battling with so many diseases and illnesses as a result of that. The question we should also ask ourselves is, if the original diet given to man was grains, nuts, fruit, and vegetables, would God, who created us and knows what is best for us, actually give us a deficient diet? All right. If from the onset his intention was not for us to consume meat and other animal products, would he give us something that is deficient? Would he give us a diet that he knows will actually make us sick? God is too wise and too perfect and too good, to do such a thing. But we should also know that there is a science to cooking. Healthy lifestyle requires intentionality. You cannot just be careless. When you have taken a decision to become a vegetarian or to be a vegan, you need to be detailed. You need to be careful about what you put in your mouth and what you present to your family as food. You can't just be careless. We must daily, grow in the skill of cooking. We must daily grow in the knowledge of how to prepare palatable yet nutritious meals that will supply us with all the nutrients that we need. For instance, if you are a vegetarian, you can't just present, just white yam or potatoes to your family all the time and you expect them to be healthy. You expect them to have, enough blood running in through their veins and their arteries. We have different classes of food. It must be proteinous. Yes, the carbohydrate must be there. The minerals, the vitamins must be there. And you get all these things when you combine your food together, grains, vegetables together. All right? You don't just for instance, always cook rice. In your rice, you always have tomatoes, onions, oil, and that's all. You must think out of the box. How can I make this dish more nutritious? A lot of us work out of the home, and so cutting vegetables may not always be possible every now and then. But one thing you can do to actually enhance your cooking and also add nutrients and more value to your diet is keeping vegetable powders. We have things like moringa powder. When you have moringa powder kept, always in your shelf, you have pumpkin powder, you have cabbage maybe, or carrot or beets powder, and the rest of them. There's no vegetable that you cannot actually process into powder. When you have these different powders in your shelf, anytime you're cooking, all you need to do is just to carry it and add it to your food. You carry this one and add to your diet, carry the other one and you realize that you have a very rich, dish to eat that will supply you with all the nutrients you need. Beets are actually high in they are very, very good for supplying blood, and of course every vegetable because of the chlorophyll content of them. Okay, so if you have a challenge having fresh vegetables all the time, the solution is just to have them in powder when they are in season, or you buy them in bulk and process them into powder, then keep them in your shelf. Another thing that you should also be mindful of is preparing varieties of dishes, not just eating the same thing rather every now and then. In our gut, we have, in our gut flora, there are microbes, okay? And the more varieties of food you eat, the more diversified your microbes become. But when you eat the same thing over and over again, your microbes will be limited, and that will affect your immune system. That is why a lot of us battle with infections here and there. We battle with different illnesses because our systems are not fortified enough to fight diseases and infections, or other infestations of microbes or of bacteria that are not healthy. So another secret, just like I've said, is having varieties. It is important that you prepare your meals, and it is easier when you have a food menu. Okay, you'll be able to plan ahead. But if you don't have a food menu, you fall into the trap of just eating anything at any time because you want to satisfy hunger. So it is important you do that. There are a lot of grains that we can explore. Okay, there are a lot of nuts. Yes, talking about nuts, it is important also that for every meal we take, we end it with nuts or seed, different types. We have peanuts, we have sesame seed, we have sunflower seed, we have almond, we have tiger nut, bambara nut, and the rest of them. These nuts will supply us with healthy fat, all right, and they would also aid in digestion so that we won't be constipated, so that our bodies can actually absorb all the nutrients that they need to absorb, with the help of this nut and seed. In a nutshell, what we are saying is that you need to be conscious about what you prepare, and there are varieties. Cooking classes, are one of the ways that we can actually improve in our cooking skills. Anywhere you hear of, vegetarian cooking class, like in Nutri4 Lifestyle Center, we organize that, and we're free to train you. We're ready and always available to train you. So in case you need such skills, you need to improve on your skills, just give us a call or just contact us on WhatsApp, and we'll be glad to train you. I hope that this is helpful and encouraging to someone who is thinking of changing his diet from regular conventional diet to plant-based diet. It is important that we discard everything artificial, because the more we eat such things, taste enhancers and the rest of them, the more we eat of them, the more our immune system is affected and the more our health is challenged. But we should not also forget that this requires absolute trust in God. There are people that say, I cannot do without eating meat, I cannot do without eating fish, I cannot do without eating, taste enhancers like Maggi, no, and the rest of them. I can't do without taking sodas. But the Bible has told us that without God, we can do nothing. But with God, all things are possible. All you need to do is just, God, I am ready. Give me the enablement. And He is always there to help. So if you're thinking of changing your diet, trust God. And then you realize that the things you thought you cannot do, God will give you the grace to do it. I hope this is encouraging to you. Thank you.